everyone. This is John Salary from Amantronic. I'm quite surprised to see you guys still here. I'm one of those people that was sneak out in the last session to beat the traffic. Thank you all. It is an interesting topic. I would hope. I think all of the presentation you've heard today, they've been talking about IoT, smart city technology, AI. Like it or not, it's the future, right? So just wait for them to find the slide. So we focus on MRO, maintenance, repair, and overhaul for rolling stock for trains. We're part of Bombardier Transport's global supply chain. And I'm also representing HEXIoT. It's a new company we set up to focus on delivering IoT solutions for the railway industry. Okay, so IoT integration for predictive maintenance. In the maintenance industry, whenever you hear the word predictive maintenance, people will be a bit skeptical because one of my colleagues in the industry, they would say, predictive maintenance is like buying a private helicopter to beat the rush hour traffic every day. It's probably the best solution, but it's not economically viable. But that's not necessarily true if we understand the spectrum of maintenance for rolling stock. So today we're going to talk about four things. Number one, the current maintenance ecosystem for rolling stock, the kind of barriers and challenges that operators and maintenance ECMs stand for entities in charge of maintenance, that they face to implement predictive maintenance, the future of smart rail technology and its impact to railway operations, and also I'm going to share some of the practical ways we can incorporate IoT into the operational framework. It's a very broad topic, but I'm just going to qualify based on this perspective and with an emphasis on the railway operators, because that's our experience in dealing with them. So this is basically an overview of the current maintenance ecosystem. You have the rolling stock OEM, such as Siemens, Hitachi, Bombardier Transport. They're the ones that produce and manufacture the trains. They own the subsystems on the train. And you have the railway operators, the ones that are in charge of operating, such as Rapid Rail in Malaysia, MRT Corp. Then you have third parties, right? This can be vendors, they can be smaller scale OEMs for the train subsystems, communications, so on and so forth. And you also have the regulatory bodies, such as the APAD in Malaysia, government agencies that help to regulate. So they play an important part in the formulation of the maintenance model or the maintenance strategy. For example, certain countries, the operators, the scope of maintenance are entirely outsourced to the OEMs. Right? So the OEMs just give the operators serviceable trains, that's it. And the operators just focus on operating the train system. And then you have also the other end, where the operators will operate and also take the scope or the bulk of the scope of maintenance. And a lot of times, more often than not, you'll find a combination of both, and there'll be spillover to the third party as well. The regulatory body is also very important because they would, for example, Mr. Nazmi from DDA mentioned, certain governments would like to enforce certain things. For example, certain scope of maintenance has to be done locally, so on and so forth. And also, a lot of the train systems, especially in Southeast Asia, they depend on state funding, right? So the more budget is given to the operators to spend on maintenance, the lesser the budget, then the more they have to do in-house as opposed to outsourcing. So this is the dynamics. This maintenance strategy, maintenance model will differ from one train system to the other. Okay, so very quickly, let's go through the priorities of the operator, right? So number one, safety for the passengers and also the staff operating the train systems. The cost of maintenance is also important. Serviceability and reliability of the actual train set. Whenever a train is pulled out of service for corrective maintenance, there will be a temporary stop to their revenue stream. Right? So this is very, very important for the operators. Optimized inventory cost. This is something that is very tricky. The best case scenario is if you have lots of money, you will buy all the spare parts in advance, store it in the warehouse. Something gets broken, then you can just take it from the workshop. But that's very expensive to do so. The other side is when there's something wrong, then procurement has to place an order, then you have to wait a long time. And while you wait, then the train has to be out of service. So it's a big problem for the operators. This is actually, in my opinion, where predictive maintenance can add so much value. because you can predict the lifespan of the parts, critical components especially, and you can order, in time before it actually fails, if you foresee that you are unable to fix it. Shortest amount of downtime. Whenever you pull out the train for maintenance, you want to get it up and running as soon as possible. Optimal corrective action. This is something that maintenance operators go through every day. They assume something is a problem, but they fix it. But then actually that's not the problem, right? The problem is interdependent to other train subsystems. And also minimize unplanned downtime. So in terms of the maintenance strategy, it is formulated based on these 4 pillars. So you have the objectives, obviously, to maximize reliability, maximize serviceability of the trains, and also do it at the optimum amount of cost. The planning horizons, it can be one time, it can be multiple periods of time, it can be adaptive when there's a need, or when there's corrective maintenance needed, then it's based on the situation. The decision factor is based on an optimal amount of interval time for them to send the trains for servicing. Turnaround time, the moment they maintain and they commission for service, has to be quick. Inventory cost, and also amount of manpower and expertise needed. Components, it can be single components, multiple components, it can be tightly coupled, meaning the system is faulty, needs to be fixed, but at the same time it affects other systems that are tightly coupled to it. And also scope distribution, right? Sometimes the scope of maintenance is with the operators, but certain parts has to be given to third parties. So these are some of the challenges operators face. In terms of the pillars, so you have what we call scheduled maintenance, in terms of the PM, the periodic maintenance, and also the yearly maintenance that they have to go through. And you have things such as the second pillar, which is preventive maintenance. So maintenance that you perform to ensure that the system is running as how it should before corrective maintenance is needed. So this too is something that you can have more control because it's early and the critical level is low. But the problem comes in when there is an issue right here. So when there's an issue, then you're moving into corrective maintenance, then things becomes critical and it's already too late. So what predictive maintenance offer is that you get to predict, right, the failure rate before it actually happens. And this is where the value is given to the operators and the ECMs. However, like I said before, predictive maintenance at this stage, in this point in time, especially in this part of the world, it's not economically viable yet, right? And I'm going to explain why. Number one is legacy technology. A lot of the train subsystems that are running in this part of the world, they've been running for 10, maybe 15 years. So a lot of ancient technology. Some of them are running with MS-DOS, right? So they're going to face some issues. You will not find issues such as this for the newer trains, such as from Hitachi, Siemens, Alstom, where they've already built in IoT or data. They have a big data kind of philosophy in terms of how they build the systems. Interoperability issues, meaning systems that are tightly coupled, they depend on each other. Data leakage, this is a big problem. If you don't have a data-centric philosophy in your operations, then you're going to have data leakage in basically all of your departments. And especially if you look at the current ecosystem, the OEMs will have their own set of data, the operators will have their own set of data, the vendors will have their own set of data, and everything is fragmented, and you are leaking data every single day. High cost impact, it takes a lot of money to invest in predictive maintenance systems, retraining, changing processes, so on and so forth. And also there's what I mentioned earlier, a complex scope distribution. Sometimes things are not straightforward. Certain components the OEM has to maintain, and certain other components the ECM will have to maintain. So these are some of the challenges and barriers that are delaying, right, the full-scale implementation of predictive maintenance. But there is a solution, and this is a solution that our company and our team, we are trying to propose to the operators within Southeast Asia. And that is to introduce another pillar into the maintenance strategy, and that's called CBM, Condition-Based Maintenance. So this is the natural step that you take before you enter into predictive maintenance. And what is it about? Is basically you put in sensors on critical components onto the rolling stock. It can be vibration, it can be heat, it can be time-based. And then we get to monitor in terms of its efficiency, its lifetime, and some sort give an ability for us to predict when the next maintenance cycle should be. So it's sensor-based technology. It has to be full system integration, meaning we're not talking about just collecting data, but that data has to be consolidated. We can capture consolidated data. It's low cost. This is the beauty about IoT. The system doesn't cost much in terms of the hardware, and most of the investment will come in terms of the actual algorithms that you need to get the information that you need from the data. And more importantly is the last part, which is a centralized data intelligence center. So just to give an overview of how it works, so you have the sensors plugged in and embedded onto the rolling stock, and it will send live data in the form of a dashboard to the ECMs, the entities in charge of maintenance. The data is stored onto the cloud database. It can be pulled for data analysis, data processing, which then will be converted into information, and we can publish it to the operators in the form of published reports. So the ECMs can then model and adapt to their maintenance process and use it for a more informed decision making. So just to give an overview of how it works, so you have 4 layers. You can gather data from the operations, you can consolidate data from the maintenance department, from the sensors that you embed onto the rolling stock subsystems, and also any other third-party data that you wish to collect, maybe from the AFC, from the ticketing department, maybe from the SCADA. You can consolidate that and you create your own data lake, we call it. So the data lake is very, very important. Why? Because a lot of the information that you can get from the data, you don't know you need. So this is the beauty of IoT, and this is why big data adds so much value to all the industries. You get to analyze and visualize the information, and then you can then formulate the maintenance strategy and develop your own maintenance model for the rolling stock. So we provide the service full scale from start until the end. And to give an overview of the integration process. So the first step is to equip the subsystems onto the train with the sensors. This is the first step, something that we can do. We have the expertise and the hardware to do so. It can be vibration, it can be heat, it can also be GPS tracking based. We have to then commission a data intelligence center. So this will then be part of the operations, and their job is to basically get all the data, consolidate it, refine it, and turn it into information. Develop decision rules and maintenance process. So before you put it into your order management system or your process system, you need to define the rules. What is the threshold? What kind of info? Because if you look at data, right, it can be a lot of noise. Right? Sometimes it doesn't make sense. So you have to define the rules, set the thresholds, and then only apply it into your management process, maintenance process. And number two, and the last two is very important, and that is to adapt to the current maintenance process and order management system for your work orders and also for your inventory. And last part is to continuously evaluate and adapt the new framework until you achieve the optimal result that you need. So again, this is something that we would like to offer to anyone connected to the operators or the ECMs, the entities in charge of maintenance. And if you're interested, please come and see me or my team. My CTO is here from HEXIoT, and we can connect and talk and see how we can bring this technology. Our focus is to empower the rail industry within Southeast Asia, because I think what we go through here in Malaysia, we went to Jakarta, Manila, Bangkok, Cambodia, they're going through the same thing. So I think the rail industry here in Southeast Asia, we can really band together, and we can help to do some knowledge sharing and to share our experience and try to empower each other. So that's it.
All right, thank you.